Washington mornings on the Mall. 105.9 FM. And AM 630.
A very good morning, one and all. It's 7:07 on WMAL. Hey, Brian Wilson. Good morning.
How you doing over there?
I'm doing well, thank you. You know, one of my favorite congressmen joins us now. It's so good to hear from him. And he's making a little news this week, so it's always good to have Representative Louie Gohmert from the 1st District of Texas on with us. Congressman Gohmert, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Representative Gohmert, now you've got a press conference later today, and, you know, it's right in the wheelhouse of this show because Brian has been at the forefront of investigating this Benghazi story, and we have not been distracted by all the Petraeus stuff, and you are delivering a petition. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, I'm meeting with a group that's gathered over 100,000 signatures on a petition that's demanding a special prosecutor with regard to the Benghazi massacre. I mean, 4 people were killed, an ambassador, 2 former SEALs. I mean, these were patriots, and we deserve to know the answers.
But Representative Gohmert, when you say special prosecutor, that you know what that triggers. You know, people think, oh gosh, it's like, you know, it's Watergate, it's Iran-Contra, it's Whitewater, it's all these different scandals. Do you think that so far this story has now risen to this level?
Well, actually, it's beyond that level. In the ones you mentioned, nobody got killed. This was 4 people have been murdered, and we've got nothing but obfuscation and lying and different stories. And when you look at what the issues are, of course, the special prosecutor statute went away in 1999.
Yeah.
So, but there is the power of the Attorney General, and in fact the obligation to appoint a special prosecutor when there's a conflict of interest. My goodness, we need to know here, what did the Attorney General know? When did he know that? What did the FBI know? When did they know it? They were investigating ultimately another agency, another branch, the intelligence agency, another conflict of interest. So the DOJ, to be investigating the intelligence agency without an independent counsel oversight, just won't work.
All right, I got to ask you. You serve on the House Judiciary Committee, right?
Right.
All right. So here's my question. It seems to me that protocol was not followed in this particular case, because anybody with a brain cell working, when they find out that it's possible that the CIA director might have been compromised or was in a compromise or could be compromised because he was having an affair, that it has national security implications, and a whole host of people should have been notified. It appears now that when this went through the FBI and on to the Justice Department, it sort of stopped where because they were looking at it as a criminal matter and not a potential national security issue. Are you concerned about that?
Well, absolutely, Brian. There's no question. This follows more the protocol of J. Edgar Hoover when he liked to gather information on other government officials so that he could use it to blackmail them to do what he wanted rather than doing what was right for the country.
What are you suggesting with that? Hold it, Congressman. What are you suggesting when you use the word blackmail?
Well, like, for example, say hypothetically that they had information on the CIA director, and the CIA director maybe had hypothetically said he didn't give an order for people to stand down and not help those who were in need and crying for help. And that made the president look bad, and perhaps somebody knew information about him who could say, look, you're going up to the Hill to testify or to brief them. You're not going to say what you had released originally. You're going to say this was all about a video. Hypothetically, of course, if you knew that he had an affair that had not been public, you might hypothetically say, hey, Mr. CIA director, you're going to go up there and you're going to follow the line from the White House. Otherwise, we're going to disclose your affair. That kind of thing might hypothetically be used to persuade
hypothetically,
him
of course,
to testify different from what he actually knew.
I have heard it said that in an aside, somebody said to Petraeus, hey, what really happened? He said, well, do you want the official line or do you want the truth? Have you heard that?
No, I had not heard that, but those are the kind of things we need to get to the bottom of.
All right, I got one more question. I hear yesterday, when they were choosing the new Speaker of the House, that you nominated Newt Gingrich?
Yep, I think Newt learned a lot of lessons. He's the one speaker who had gotten a Democrat to balance the budget. He's the one that had gotten welfare reform that got us on a good path. And, we've been trying the same thing with the same leader for about 7 years now. And I felt like it was time for a change, and so I made the nomination.
All right, you got to tell me what it was like in the room there when you guys are caucusing, Congressman Gohmert, and you say, "I want Newt." Was there a gasp? Were there chuckles? Did anyone cheer? Was anybody with you?
Well, that would go into violating the confidentiality. But as far as what I did, yes, I made the nomination, and I just thought it was time for. I felt like the voters wanted a change from us having business as usual. They let us keep the majority, but if you look at the number of votes, there are actually more Democratic votes for Democrats to be in Congress than Republicans. That's not a good sign. It's a sign we have got to change the way we do business. We just can't keep limping along. And to say that we perhaps want the president to lead when we know where he's leading. We're at the edge of the cliff, and the president's saying forward. That's not what we should be doing for this country. Forward over the cliff, excuse me, really? Is that where we want to go?
Yeah.
It's not where I want to go. It's not where my constituents sent me up here to try to get us.
Oh, you have a mandate then. I like the sound of that, and we need more Republicans.
Well, I only had a 46% margin, so I kind of felt like I have an idea what the constituents wanted.
Representative Louie Gohmert from the 1st District of Texas is our guest. Let's get back to your press conference today. You will be delivering a petition calling for a special prosecutor in the Benghazi affair. And do you have any support right now amongst your colleagues?
There are a number of people that believe the same way, and but this is a petition coming from the outside. It's a demand that has an extremely appropriate basis for it, and so
who's the group that's bringing it? Can you tell us a little bit about Special Operations Speaks?
Well, yeah, these are a group of people who, when they were on active duty, were in special operations, special forces. These are people who have retired. They have certainly paid their used their lives to pay for this country's freedom, and so they have, unlike what I believe General Dempsey had indicated, these guys have been in the Army, they've been in the military, they have no right to speak out. These guys have every right to speak out. They have an obligation to speak out, especially based on what they know. So it's an honor to be meeting with them today for the press conference, an honor to hear from them, but they have every right, and they're just outstanding, patriotic Americans. Congressman
Gohmert, really fast, we only have about 20 seconds, but I heard a rumor that you might be changing offices, and your office is famous for a barbecue that you do out on the patio outside the window. Are you still going to be able to do your barbecue?
Well, I did that for 4.5 years when I was on the top floor of the Cannon building, but the architect of the Capitol shut me down for a while, but yeah, Republicans, Democrats alike, they love my ribs.
You're moving just to do a barbecue, aren't you? The only reason you're moving offices is so you have a better place for barbecue, aren't you?
Well, so that I can do it more easily.
This is a man with his priorities.
It's one thing that we can do where we can reach across the aisle.
Eat some barbecue, that's right.
All right.
Louise Slaughter said her vegetarian husband loves my ribs.
Well, I'm telling you now, there's no man in this planet who likes ribs better than me.
Yeah.
I want to be invited.
All right, you guys will be invited.
We will hold you to it. Representative Louie Gohmert, thank you for joining us this morning. It is 7:15 on 105.9 FM and AM 630 WMAL.